Lightning Trident versus TK Raja. Dark Elves, High Elves, a grudge match. But there's some different units here. It's not the usual fare, so I thought I'd cast it. We do have a lot of both of these factions on the channel, though not a ton of them versus each other. For the Dark Elf side, we have a Black Dragon, but with no healing. It is the Dreadlord Sword and Shield with a Hydra Blade and Strength through Spite buffing up their stats, so they can actually get 50% more weapon strength, which is actually nice, and then 25% more from Deadly Onslaught. I can get to a pretty spooky weapon strength. Sorceress of Shadows alongside with Enfeebling Foe, Pendulum, Pit of Shades, and Occam's Mindrazor. That's probably too many spells. Maybe if you have Blob Punishment through Pit of Shades, so just like keep Pit of Shades, cut Pendulum. And then I think they want Occam's Mindrazor for themselves, so maybe cut Enfeebling Foe. I don't know. Either go with Occam's Mindrazor and Enfeebling Foe, or like Pendulum and Enfeebling Foe. Or Pit of Shades. Because I kind of get Pendulum. They're good against High Elves specifically because their long Archer lines are susceptible to Pendulum, but this is just too many spells. You're not going to be able to cast them all. Anyway, I'll shut up about it. I'll leave it alone. Other than that, 2 Cold One Knights, 1 Harganeth Executioner, some Blackheart Corsairs, Bleak Swords, and 2 Dark Shards. On the other side for the High Elves, we have Silver Helms and the Fireborn Dragon Princes, regular Dragon Princes 2. 2 White Lions of Chryse, a front line of Silver Guard backed up by some Spearmen, 2 Lothern Sea Guard, and we do have an Archmage of Life in the sky with Dwellers Below, Regrowth, and Earthblood. I think if you have Dwellers Below and Regrowth, you can cut Earthblood and the Life Bloom passive, because you're never going to have enough Winds of Magic to spam all those. Either that or cut one of the expensive spells. There, I bitched at both players. It's an equal opportunity bitching. Cold Knights get caught by the Fireborn, and then Silver Helms also pile in, though they're going to get hit by a massive Pit of Shades. Looks like they realize and start to move away now. And Pit of Shades' Vortex doesn't hold them in place because they're large units. They should be able to get out of here. Some of them are kind of vibing, but most of them are able to get out. Then a Dragon Lord charges in to get a little bit of extra damage down. But overall, good job bailing out the Cold Knights there. Dark Shards are out dueling Lothern Sea Guard. These Lothern Sea Guard aren't even the shielded type, so that's going to be extra bad for them. As the Dark Shards are the shielded types. They're doing great. They're chilling. Harganeth Executioners have reached the front line. Unfortunately, most of their models are out here doing nothing, but they'll still do decently on the White Lions of Chryse. They would have wanted to hit in a much wider formation, though, so more of their models are in contact. The High Elf front line is winning for now. Their back line is losing. And we'll see how they do on these flanks. The Dreadlord is just going to land in these guys. They're going to want to be careful, though. Their Cold One Knights are about to die, and that'll leave them all alone. Dark Shards are turning to fire over here, though, and that could be good. Earthblood preemptively trying to heal up these guys, and Hydra Blade is plopped on the Dreadlord. They haven't done the Occam's Mindrazor and the Deadly Onslaughts. They're not getting all of those buffs at once to really amp that damage. They'll still do okay versus Dragon Princes. And, oh, geez, Archmage of Life is landing. I wonder if this dragon should turn and just fuck that lady up, but like I said, it doesn't look like they have all of their buffs popped. Another Pit of Shades trying to punish these guys when they form up. Looks like a lot of them are still in that cast. And they get charged by Cold Knights on the other side. That's going to be big damage on both those Cav pieces. As a lot of the Cav of the High Elves is taking big damage. Looks like they're throwing a Regrowth onto the Fireborn, trying to help them out. Frontline fight is still undecided as Harganeth Executioners cleave through some stuff. But other than that, it's not going great for them. And a Dweller's Blow is actually getting cast on the Harganeth Executioners. Ooey owie. That's going to be a lot of damage as that little pit is hitting all of their units and they're just sitting in it. That is an entire Harganeth unit just deleted. Speaking of deleted, though, a lot of the High Elf Cavalry has taken significant damages getting out of here. The Fireborn are still getting some healing, but they get sniped by a couple Cold Knights who are buffed up by Occam's Mindrazor, and they're getting chased around by the Dreadlord. Not a good time to be a Fireborn. Both Dark Shards are disrupted. And the frontline fight continues to be waged between both sides. Dark Elves pulling a little bit ahead on the bounce power, and I would tend to agree. They still have this healthy, spooky Dragon Lord, and they have some healthy Cold One Knights. As most of the High Elf Cavalry is trying to stop the Dark Shards, and it's succeeding, but it is taking rear attacks that whole time. Without the Harganeth Executioners, now I do think the High Elves have a significant advantage on the front line, meaning they'll eventually win it and push into the back line. Will it be enough to save the High Elves? I don't know. Dragon Lord Spooky. Still has all 3 breath attacks, too. Dark Shards have been rallied and are now once again firing in. If this Archmage really wants to commit to a fight, that Dragon Lord behind her is more than happy to take that fight. Fireborn getting rear charged by the Coldblood Knights because they're busy trying to rout these Bleak Swords with the White Lions of Christ, but it's just not working out. Other Coldblood Knights shattered off the Silver Helm. The other Dragon Prince has received some healing. It is coming back in to take care of the Dark Shards once again. The Hargoneth Executioners will fight to the death, so good for them. Pit of Shades, Pendulum, whatever you have at caster is still alive, but a big breath attack from the Dragon Lord damages some more Silver and Guard. Maybe gets them to start routing here soon. The Blackguard Corsairs do have 2 Silver Chevrons that was given to them, which gives them enhanced stats, plus they're going to search infantry to get through all these spearmen and stuff. The last Dark Shard is firing on the Dragon Prince, is getting what poke it can before it inevitably gets shut down. But it looks like the Dragon Prince is actually going to sandwich in with the Fireborn to kill off the last Colton Knight. I like that. That's pretty good. Though this Archmage of Life still has to try and avoid the Dreadlord Sword and Shield. I love how the Dread Sword and Shield doesn't have a shield and it's on its dragon, so its name is now a misnomer. Colton Knights fighting like they're possessed, try and take out anything they can from the Fireborn or the Dragon Princes on their way out. Dragon Lord lanes in them to help out a little bit. And the battlefield's getting whittled down quite a bit. High Elves still have a decent amount of infantry left and a life caster, but their cavalry is suffering massively. Despite all the healing, Velociraptor's still chasing down these Fireborn. Tear out in for one of the Dragon Princes. Tear out for the Fireborn should also be coming soon. There it is. So they're both gone, leaving these Dark Shards up. And the Dark Elves have done a really good job of keeping this Dark Shard online, despite like all the pressure. Archmage of Life taking a lot of damage from the Sorceress of Shadows and these Blackguard Corsairs who are surrounding it. And Earthblood is trying to fend off army losses, though that is a tall pill to swallow, as you have a full health Dragon Lord. Now chucking in a breath attack that'll kill as many Blackguard Corsairs as other elves, but she doesn't care at this point. Just wants to rout those guys off. Archmage takes a ton of damage, and that should be army losses. As the Dreadlord at nearly full HP, despite having no healing, carries the day. $1,700 value for her. 2,000 value for the Pit of Shades caster. Coldblood Knights mixed value. One did great, one did not. Hargoneth Executioners got better value than I would have expected, considering how little they got to fight before they got massacred by the Dwellers. Blackguard Corsairs both got really good value. Dark Shards got really good value. Bleak Swords did okay. For TK, Healing Caster got a lot of value considering she's a healing caster, because of that nasty Dwellers. Cab did alright. Not having armor piercing really hurts them in this matchup. The front line of the High Elves, mixed value. But it's a toughie.
Roar! Subscribe, yes, yes.